Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. I should we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today. As we big stretch. I actually forgot, but though I'm not sure if I said it, but in yesterday's episode I was just like, oh, there's something I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember what. I remember now. Bluey's back. Oh my god, Bluey's back. Season 3D. More, I didn't know that it's actually been back for a little bit. There's 2 episodes, and I think that's sweet. You know, classic sort of Bluey comfort. I was gonna say comfort food, comfort watching, I guess. So there you go. I'm not going to say much in case you don't want spoilers or anything, but anyway. Hello everyone. We're now in Fawnhallow. It's 5:10 p.m. on Saturday, April 20th, 2024. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's probably a bit weird to be like, oh, if you don't want spoilers for Bluey, it's just like, now I think about it a bit more. It's not really like spoilers really ruin Bluey. If anything, it's at the end of the day, it's still a family show. So it's not like one which has the most crazy plotline or something. But it's just nice. It's very nice. It's a very sweet episode. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't actually going to talk about it for a full time. What am I going to talk about today? I don't really know. I'm going to have a sip of water. I'm going to have that. I'm going to tell you that much at least. I recorded some Okami episodes today. After this, I'm going to record some probably Talos Principle. And then maybe after that, I might record some Paradise Killer as well, like after dinner or something. But I'm not really sure. Like, I mean, it's a reasonably nice day out and that sort of thing. I feel like surprisingly tired today. I'm not sure. I think I probably didn't sleep as well as I thought I would have. Or maybe I'm just like in sleep debt or something, and I'll probably be fine waking up on Sunday. But yeah, I mean, sometimes when you're just like, I'm tired, or like you feel like well, okay, this doesn't apply to everyone. I might preface this, but at least what I do, I'm like, am I like, if I have a headache, I'm like, am I getting ill? Have I not slept well, or do I just need to drink more water? And most of the times, it's often like one of the not the illness one. So, which I guess is a fortunate situation for me to be in personally. Yes, I do not acknowledge it's not the same for everyone, but. If anything, I think it's just a reminder for me personally to drink more water. I mean, you should also, I suppose, if you're not drinking enough. And to be honest, I like to think of myself as someone who does stay rather hydrated. I mean, I suppose there's one benefit of having a water bottle on my desk at all times. Certainly quite a useful thing. But yeah, what are we going to talk about? I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, I'm going to record some Happy Home Paradise after this, because I need to start pre-recording some episodes, because come next weekend I am not going to be here, so you'll have some things pre-recorded, and apparently I have nothing to put away for you, Tosma. I'll say my back posture feels like I feel like, not my back's been painful recently or something, but I feel like I've been noticing myself sort of slouching more often now. Like I feel like some of the muscles in my back, which shouldn't be working as hard as they do, have probably started like aching or something, which if anything is probably a sign to be like, hey, I need to make sure I'm like sitting properly. It's a thing I find myself doing a lot, especially late at night, which I think is probably the worst part. Like I use the computer quite normally, I suppose, when I'm like this, but then, you know, sometimes when I'm late, I'm like, when I'm watching something, I find what I do is I put like, I don't know why I'm describing it like it's some completely abnormal thing. It's probably like a very normal thing, which a lot of people do. But I like sit out there, you know, curl up and put my knees, not my knees on the chair. It doesn't make sense. I put the soles of my feet on my chair, and I sort of like curl up on my knees. But then it's like I want to like still be reasonably close to the desk and whatever. But it's kind of difficult because then my shins are like pressing into the side of a wooden desk, which kind of hurts. But I have like this wrist rest here, which is meant to be like something which helps prevent repetitive stress injury, I suppose, by like not having your wrist at such awkward angles and giving your wrist something like softer, I suppose, to rest on rather than like a hard wood of a desk. I don't know really how much that necessarily helps. I had one for my mouse as well at some point, but the mouse one actually became more inconvenient to use because what I found myself doing was I would put like my hand or my palm on the mouse, and then I put the wrist on the wrist rest, but then I would like move the mouse only by moving my wrist instead of moving my shoulder, which is significantly worse for RSA, as far as I understand. But then basically what happens is if I'm watching something, I will end up putting like this wrist rest as a brace between my shins and the table as a way to sort of like, I don't know, prevent the shins sort of pushing. So I got to remind myself, have a good posture. I feel like I generally do have reasonably good posture, but when you're watching something, I don't know, I guess you want to get cozy if anything. One thing I'm finding right now, like it's still surprisingly cold in the UK, but I've got like a blanket on my legs. But when I find when I have a blanket, at least on my lower half, it very much sort of prevents me from doing that sort of situation, curling up and sitting on my chair like a shrimp. Probably because it like moves the blanket around so much that it becomes inconvenient. I don't really know. I've never really thought about it. But good posture, obviously good. I mean, it's a thing as well with like. Ugh. I'm sorry, just like pushing my head back. Like it's good because, you know, your head is like one of the heaviest parts of the world. By the way, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm again not an expert in this, but your head is like one of the heaviest parts of your body or something, right? And a lot of the times, if you don't realize it, especially at a computer, which I definitely used to do a lot more when I was younger, it's called like forward head syndrome or something. It's like where your head sort of like hangs forward, which means that your neck is like supporting it at like this really awkward angle. I mean, the neck is strongest when it's like, if you imagine it as a cylinder, it's like you're pushing down on the top of the cylinder. But if you like put that cylinder sort of sideways and put a heavy weight at the end of it, it's not going to hold up as well. So it's something also to be conscious of, to make sure that your head is being held up by your neck properly. To ensure that, like, I don't know, the weight, I suppose, of your head is being held up by a structurally structurally sound part of your anatomy. Like, hold on, maybe by good posture. Maybe there's like a good Google Images thing of good posture. I always wonder if, like, because I've now gone like too conscious of it. I'm like, I don't want my head to be too far forward. I want my neck to hold up my head properly. I wonder if I put it backwards too far, you know, unnaturally far. I guess I should just do what kind of feels most natural now. So something like this. I don't know. I can't really tell. Sway back lumbar lordosis, thoracic kyphosis, forward head, good posture. I mean, hopefully I have good posture. It's hard to tell because I don't have like a mirror on the side of me where I can observe how like straight up I'm sitting. Reminds me of an advert I saw back on like a Chinese advert when I was in China, obviously. And it played so often, but it was basically the overall like vibe of these sort of like infographic-esque esque adverts in China was basically, oh look, it's this I mean, it's the same thing with most infomercials here. It's like, this person's having a horrible life. Whoa, introducing this new gadget. This is amazing. And actually quite a few of them stick to my memory. One of them being like a thing which is meant to sort of be an alternative to exercising. It's like you stick it on your stomach and it like shakes your stomach, and it's meant to be like, oh, it's like the equivalent of doing an exercise, except for you don't actually have to do anything, which I can't imagine works in any sort of way whatsoever. It's kind of like a shake weight, but you don't even hold a shake weight. At least a shake weight, I think, is at least a workout, despite its sort of memeified status. Again, don't quote me on that. But one I remember as well was one that was meant to like correct your posture. It was basically something that you could wear, and it was basically, I don't know how to describe it except for it was like a combat vest or something. It was like this massive vest which you put on, except for it had like a metal rod or something in the spine to make sure that you kept your back completely straight, and then it had it went upwards a little bit as well to go to your neck to make sure your neck was in a proper position. I guess it's kind of like a body cast, like a torso cast or something, which is pretty, wild. Anyway, but I remember that adverts because it was like, oh, it's like a super nerdy person with like glasses, and then suddenly they put on a back brace and like where they show like diagrams of like the spines being like hunched over and like straightening out, and then people are like, wow, they're so beautiful now, as they take off their glasses and become like a L'Oreal shampoo hair model or something, which I always found like somewhat amusing. But I mean, I guess now I think about it, if you do have bad posture, I guess it would work, right? Like doing the equivalent of basically strapping like a ruler to your back to make sure that your posture is always decent or good. I guess so. I don't really know. But anyway, good posture. And I don't mean good posture from when you're playing Dance Dance Revolution and not having crossed legs or whatever. But that advert sort of like sticks in my mind for whatever reason. Would I ever be able to find it again? I don't think so. But hold on, it's probably a thing, like a posture corrector, like a back brace, yeah, like that. Except for it wasn't like this. It was like the way I remember, at least in my memory, is it was like it was a huge thing. And it looked very bulky, and it was like, you can wear it under clothes, and I was like, that seems far too bulky to wear under most clothes. It's actually a lot of people wearing these, just they all show very athletic people wearing these, you know. These very sporting people. Is it meant to be a sporty thing? I don't particularly know. But maybe it's useful, maybe it's not. I mean, I don't have a back brace. I do have an arm brace. Just to make sure I don't like bend my wrist at like crazy angles or something while I'm sleeping, I guess. Or just hanging about casually. That's why I have this uptake of doing things like using my computer with my left hand rather than my right hand, if I possibly can. I mean, right now I'm playing both Joy-Cons with my left hand. It's just something you get used to. You might be like, what will happen if your left hand develops like RSI or something? And I'd be like, over both, you know, I guess I would need a third hand or something. I haven't really thought that far ahead, but hopefully that won't happen. I know, these sort of posture correctors. I feel like I remember one of my friends saying that like his sister was going to get one or something. I don't know. I do find, okay, if there's the two sins I have of sitting in weird positions. One of them, that sort of tucked up position with the knees, shins resting against the desk of my desk. And the other one is like the sort of like weird sideways slant I sort of do. I don't know how to describe the way it's sitting, but it's like you sit on your hip, right? I mean, your legs are to the side. Like, I don't know, like imagine someone at a picnic, I suppose, might do that. I don't know why picnic was the first thing I pictured, but that's how I pictured it. But then I just do it like on a chair, which is like the least balanced thing in the world, and it probably like one incredibly terrible for your back, right? Because your back is like so curved at that point to the side. I don't know. So if anything, what I'm just saying is I should be more conscious about these sort of things. You might be like, what about your sleeping posture? How's that going? Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I just sleep on my back the entire time, like on my back facing upwards, like a log, like a robot, immediately shut off. I used to sleep on my front or my sides, but no, not anymore really. I found it difficult sleeping on my front because I always felt like it made it, I don't know if it actually does or not, but it feels like it makes it harder to breathe in a sense. And not because like my face is like face down in a pillow. I mean, I turn my head to the side, but I don't know, just like, I guess my diaphragm has to work harder to push my chest out, I suppose, to fill that cavity with air. That's my guess. I don't really know. Well, I guess my lungs are air, not really. Well, I guess technically the cavity does get filled a little bit by air because it's like how lungs work, right? By creating negative pressure or something inside the airways, I think. But yeah, that's the thing. I forgot what I was going to say about that. And sometimes I sleep on my side. Normally when I wake up, I will lie on my side because it's a lot easier to use my phone in bed. Oh no, I know, cardinal sin. Use my phone in bed while lying on my side than it is lying on my back, because my arm just gets kind of tired holding my phone upwards. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Sometimes I will lie on my back when I will like turn my head to the side and hold my phone with one hand, but that's probably like even worse on my neck. I don't really know. I don't know what I'm talking about this, but like a good posture, it's an important thing. And a posture brace, I don't know if does it actually work? I must assume so, but maybe it's not always the right solution for everyone. I remember definitely when I was a teenager, I think I'm certainly not alone with this, that I had very bad posture. I think probably a very common thing for teenagers to have is bad posture, you know, being like an old shrimp as you sit at a desk or something. I mean, it probably doesn't help that you had to sit at a desk for a long period of time, I suppose, when you're a teenager in school. I mean, it doesn't really change, I suppose, if you get an office job. So, I forgot what I was going with this. But yeah, I remember, like, I used to have, like, a very hunched posture. And then actually sitting up straight, like, hurt more. And I was just, like, I remember looking up one day and being like, why does it, like, hurt more to sit with good posture than with bad posture? Is this, like, why I'm, like, inclined to do bad posture? And the answer, apparently, is, if you're curious, if I remember correctly, it's basically because you're stretching muscles or using muscles which you haven't used for a long time. They sort of not atrophied, or maybe like slightly sort of deteriorated in a sense, but the muscles which get, like, I suppose, the most work when you're sort of shrimped over compared to sitting up with good posture are different. And, you know, it's kind of like you're exercising a muscle which hasn't been done for ages. I can say now, with confidence, sitting with good posture is actually kind of more comfortable than sitting with bad posture. But there's something a bit cozy about sitting with bad posture, I guess, which is maybe why I slip into it. Or maybe when I just get tired. I don't know, actually. I guess it's sort of like small movements and adjustments as you're sitting at your desk to instead of sitting completely still for the entire time or something, which ends up being something which affects it. I don't really know, to be honest. I'm just sort of postulating here, seeing what comes up. But yeah, why was I going with this? I don't know, good posture, back brace. I'm gonna look it up. Does that like a back brace actually work? Excuse me? Does a back brace work? I mean, you always put Reddit here just to get people's anecdotes. Anyone use a back brace? I usually wear mine if I have to do something that might trigger pain. I don't know why in my head, like until I spoke about it out loud, for some reason my back braces in my head were sort of filed under the category of like, oh, this is like an infomercial scam product which doesn't actually work. I guess I shouldn't probably take your attitude, because there probably are a lot of products, some infomercials, which do actually work, or like highly specific, or you know, maybe they don't work for me, but maybe I'm not like the target audience or something. Back braces, I never really realised it, but probably because of that Chinese advert made me be like, my very cynical teenage self be like, oh, that item can't possibly work. If it did work, why would they be doing such a goofy advert for it? And, you know, check your prejudices, I suppose. And maybe this is such a minor one with a back brace, but still. But I don't see why they wouldn't work. I mean, if they didn't work, then I guess, like, if someone broke their back, they wouldn't put them in, like, a back brace or, like, a full body cast, right, to not move their back. I don't know. I just genuinely have never really thought about it. So yeah, I don't know, if you got a back brace, you keep on going, you know, keep on keeping on, or keep on creeping on, in the infamous words of that 19 song, Photo Bomb Squad. Are they still around? I don't know. I looked at them. I definitely spoke about them in some random YouTube video or one of the Animal Crossing videos a while back. But yeah, back brace, I never really thought about that, to be honest. I mean, I'm not really planning on getting one. I don't think my spinal posture is all that bad, to be honest. I think I have reasonably good posture, but I do need to remind myself every now and then. I don't have perfect posture or perfect posture memory. I don't really know. But maybe in future, you know, this conversation, maybe it will help me in the future, where like I start developing back issues or posture issues or whatever, and I'm just like, now, because I've had this time to reflect on it, I'm like, oh, you know, back braces aren't a scam, rather than just writing them off straight off the bat. Fancy that, huh? There's an entire Reddit called back pain, which is fair enough. Sorry, yawning. Apparently maybe I am a bit tired. I don't know. Maybe I should get like a massage or something, like a back massage. You might be like, have you had a massage before? I had like some light massages before. I thought they were pretty nice. I've never had like a full one. Would I enjoy it? I don't know. Again, I don't know. Maybe that would be too much for me. I'm just like, I don't want to be this relaxed. Maybe their pain is good and it motivates me. Obviously not. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll just round this episode off here. I feel like I've lost the plot. I don't have any more conversations about this, which can keep going. But if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now. Time to record some Happy in Paradise.